Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Friday. I can't begin to tell you how happy I am it's Friday. I need a little bit of downtime. You can probably tell today on the live stream I was a little bit loopy and I was a little bit on edge, especially because pre-market I had a TOS crash in the first trade at the opening bell. I was having just a bunch of little TOS issues. It was a little bit my fault, I think the second issue, because I was like rushing to get out of a trade and then I kind of was trying to sell on top of a partial fill and that was giving me an error message. But the mix of the TOS kind of feedback to that and the overall my laptop speed right now, it's getting a little bit slow. Yeah, I need a new laptop as soon as possible. And right now when I'm streaming, it's just an absolute disaster for trading. So that was all putting me on edge a little bit. And then I just basically almost in my mind decided to just not keep on trading because I didn't really see the opportunities I was looking for. Or overall, this whole week, small caps have just been absolutely not something you really want to be touching. But then I was kind of going back and I was like, man, we had actually quite a lot of opportunities today, especially for 1 minute scalping. I mean, the moves were kind of slow. You had to use probably a little bit bigger position size to really milk it properly. But at the same time, the opportunities were there. And that's why in this video, I'm going to obviously be reviewing the trades we did, but I want to be reviewing the tickers that we were trading today and specifically be focusing on that 1 minute scalping strategy, how we go about looking for the right setups. Because today we probably had, I don't know, 5 to 7 really good setups that could have netted you probably like 2 to 3% profit on each one, which are base hits, nothing, no blow away trade, no home run trade, but just constant base hits. And if you're trading with like $500 or $5,000 per position size, which I want to get up to, right now we're trading about $2,500 to $3,000, especially on kind of weaker momentum. Doing $5,000 position sizes, you get 5 to 7 of these opportunities. You're wrapping up a slow day today between $500 and $700 using not that big position size, which is a pretty good way to do it. So I really want to focus here a little bit on those setups. And near the end of this video, I'm also going to be sharing one of my favorite things that I look for on the 5-minute chart for this 1 minute scalping strategy. I hope you guys find value in this content. Don't forget to drop a like if you do. And also, if you're totally new here, definitely consider subscribing. Join the channel where we go through all these tickers live before we trade them, review why they're on their watch list, and then we do live trading starting at 9:30, sometimes earlier if the pre-market action is hot. So I'll see you guys Monday, and for now, let's go to the charts and talk about these setups. All right, guys, like I said before, we're going to be focusing a little bit on the 1 minute scalping strategy, and in this example, I'm going to be using WPRT and SAVA, 2 tickers we traded today. I didn't really get a lot of trades in today. I didn't really feel the energy. The market's been slow all week. I was a little bit upset because at the opening I was having TOS issues, and every time I seem to have TOS issues or something goes wrong, I just really lose my enthusiasm to start trading afterwards because I'm a little bit too, one, I'm probably a little bit too emotional. I know that because I'm a little bit upset at what is happening with the platform. And then 2, I don't want to, jump right into something again, knowing that there might be another issue and I won't be able to use manage my trade properly. So I missed out probably on like $200-300 of upside with SAVA. And I want to talk about a little bit why I missed out on that. Overall, we're using about $2,500 to $3,000 position sizes today, just as a quick little reference, if you guys are curious. So SAVA was our lead gapper today, and this one had some news. Let's say US biotech, 22 million float. Analysts were saying buy. The stock's moving up because their Alzheimer's drug is kind of becoming one of the #1 Alzheimer's drugs, or has the potential to. Great news, but at the same time, it was totally rehashed from the day before. So I wasn't like super stoked about what I was seeing here. The fact that SAVA was our lead gapper and is only up 25% pre-market didn't really excite me too much on any level. But oh well, it is what it is. This is what we were working with today. So pretty much, this thing starts, let's see here. So a lot of that kind of news came out right extended hours on Thursday. We had a nice little 27% move here. And then we kind of pulled back to key support around $8. And that was, pulled back 10%. And then we had our second leg up. So this is the first leg up, consolidation, second leg up. Now, when you're above VWAP, you typically want to be trading pullbacks to the 9-minute EMA for scalp trading. That's typically what we're looking for. But in this video, I really want to focus on like, what are those really good kind of safe setups? I was doing a little bit of kind of scalpy trading here, a little bit of, pre-market. I'm just trying to get my feet wet a little bit. So here I had a little bit of a dip trade to VWAP, didn't really get the bounce, didn't get the follow through on this one, so I closed this one for a small loss. Here we're at big support again, and I was looking for the test of VWAP, so I got a little trade here. These trades really aren't too important, just a little bit messy, just kind of playing around a little bit. I really kind of want to put some emphasis on, I would probably argue this trade a little bit first, because this one, we actually have a nice little move higher here, big breakout. We get that first major pullback. I missed this trade, so this is like, this is kind of embarrassing, but so what happened here is I had my order at like 8, 9, 7 or something like that, and it basically hit my order, but I didn't get filled, and then it moved right back up again. And then I was like, oh, that's exactly what I wanted. I ended up chasing this one, filled at 907, and then it pulled back again here, and I was down like 2%, but on the way down, I was averaging down to my full position size. And then I kind of sold here on the retest. But overall, you know, this would have been a really, really nice setup. We have a nice breakout. We get the test on the 9 EMA, and then you are, you know, you're technically set up here for another continuation. So just keep that in mind. We're going to be looking for more trades like this. And you know, that's what I could have been doing all day today on SAVA. It wasn't a hot day, but you know, the day still had opportunity. So, you know, that's one way to trade. Obviously, you know, when you're above VWAP and buying the pullbacks to the 9 EMA, you know, on an upwards trending stock is something that you look forward to. So that's one way to do it. Or what I like to do a lot, and you guys in the streams notice a lot, is the dip trading. And oftentimes I'm doing like red degree moves. I'm doing dips below VWAP, looking for the retest of the 9 EMA. So if you think about, you know, over VWAP, we're uptrending and we're pulling back to the 9 EMA for entries. When you're below VWAP, you're downtrending and you're looking to take enter trades near bigger support and sell on the retest of the 9 EMA. It kind of becomes flip side. So that's kind of what we did here. Bought here at around 8.59 when we were looking where this big support was. And then I wanted to sell here on the VWAP. This is where I kind of lost my cool for trading today. This was really, really annoying. You guys can see it on the live stream what happened in real time. But basically, I got my fill here. I tried to get out here at on the retest of VWAP. That was my goal. I was not looking for a break of VWAP. Unfortunately, I was having some closeout issues, and then I was getting error messages that were tiny on my screen. I couldn't read them. And then since I was streaming on this laptop, is a little bit slower. So it was like very spotty. I was getting updates like about like every maybe a second, right? My screen was refreshing. So it was like too slow. I was trying to take advantage of the price being up here because I knew the chance of this flushing to the downside was very, very high. And then I was getting like, I think I constantly was getting my order being rejected because there was like a partial fill going on here. It was absolutely nightmare. It was just really, really annoying to be trading with those conditions. And then earlier today, pre-market TOS, I had to restart it. Totally had a crash issue. So it was like, I was already totally annoyed. So, you know, try to overlook my horrible trading today. Just understand I was like totally on edge today, and it was just not really helping the situation. But I still want to focus on, you know, the clean, nice moves we had today. So remember, we have a break here, big volume coming out here. We're breaking VWAP, and we're nicely moving higher. And then guess what? We have that first pullback to the 9 EMA. This should have been an entry. I missed this one. You know, 4 or 5% move. Now I typically take profits fairly quickly. I like to lock in profits, take those base hits. But boom, you know, that's a perfect setup. Similar to this one. This one dipped a little bit harder. But you kind of get the gist. Then we have another move here. This is really, really nice. I didn't feel comfortable trading this area. To me, this was all chop. It was a little undecided. You didn't know if we're going to keep pulling back or if we're going to break out, yada, yada. So this was a bit of a gamble. But when we started breaking out higher here with big volume, I was like, this is just about perfect. But then I actually left to do something else because I was already annoyed, and I honestly had just no chill at this point. I had like pure conviction that we were going to actually dip down here at 8.97, and to even like hammer that home, I even had a limit order that I quickly removed right before I left. The working order, cancel orders, SAV 8.97. Here it is. So ridiculous. So like, you just understand, like I'm explaining what, you know, were perfect setups today, and that I was calling out as they were happening. I just, you know, being kind of overly emotional today or just on edge kind of cost me a little bit of upside today. It is what it is. It happens to everyone, and I'm not too bummed out about it. In the end, it's a small moving day, And yeah, even if we got like a lot of the perfect trades today, it just would have not been that much profit. So SAVA, this was a perfect pullback here. Remember, we're over VWAP, we're trending to the upside, and then we have a nice little 9 EMA pullback. So this was a 4% move. We get another move here, right in this area. This would have been perfect. I actually had a limit order at 9.07. I go ahead and remove this one. I honestly don't even know why. Again, I was just a little bit upset. 6% pop right here. We have another opportunity right here. You know, you could have been just milking SAVA all day today. Now at around 10:30, I typically wrap up trading, so I wasn't looking at SAVA anymore at this point, but just a lot of good opportunities out there. And you know, a similar situation here. So that's always what I'm looking for. And I hope you guys were able to kind of take some lessons out on that, on how we trade stocks trending to the upside. We could use the example for WPRT very quickly as well. Oops, I just clicked on the wrong thing. WPRT. And then you'll see Corey actually in the chat room called out this setup, and then I noticed it, and I went long. So WPRT, 117 million flow, Canadian auto parts company. You know, kind of a weird catalyst. They're better to serve their Indian or the Indian clients, the Indian market. Sorry about that. Indian clients, I'm not sure if that makes sense, but the Indian market. So they had some contracts here, some deals. They got approved. Where was that one? They got some sort of certificate from the Chinese ministry. Right there. So, okay, this one has a catalyst, you know, very kind of sustainable, kind of healthy, good news. I really like to hear something like that. But you know, this one has been having a lot of issues breaking higher, around 2.5, so I wasn't super stoked about that. Also, huge volume here today, which we typically look for high relative volume, but at the same time, it doesn't really make sense that these big volume spikes were so low, because if you scroll back, they're actually pretty decent volume spikes. So to me, I was thinking there's probably something shady going on with this company, probably some sort of dilution, something you don't really want to be involved in. So I don't know. I didn't understand it, and if you don't understand it, you typically don't want to trade it. But I do want to kind of point out here very quickly, WPRT, the reason I did this trade, this is a classic setup. You know, we had a nice breakout here, had a 9 EMA retest, and then boom, here, this was a nice little, you know, 1.5% profit, I think, for me. Again, you know, $2.2 thousand position size, fairly small. I would like to rather be trading with $5,000 position sizes, but I didn't have high conviction today. It was just like one of those days where like I was kind of happy when it was over, because I was like, not really getting what we're seeing. Not to mention it's Friday, I'm a little bit exhausted. I was already on edge because I was having TOS issues. You know, it's just like, if you're not, you know, 100%, you're not clear in your head, and the stock market's not really showing you good setups, like, don't force it, right? And that's kind of how I felt today. Like, I'm not going to force it. And so, like, I was not looking for a home run trade. I was gonna like, okay, if I can have a nice little base hit right here, I'll be happy. You know, boom, I'll just take a little bit of profit. It is what it is. You know, I could have easily probably kept on trading today. We had some nice little decent setups. I think right before we exited the stream today, we had this nice little move, yeah, we were calling this one out, but it never ended up pulling back so much. So every move's a little bit different, but I do kind of want to hone in on this, how we use these kind of two minute time frames and the 1 minute for kind of scalping these entries a little bit. There's one last thing I want to actually wrap up with, and that's going back to SAVA. And before I go back to SAVA, guys, I just want to say, if you're totally new here, don't forget to subscribe. Join the live streams. It's really, really good fun. We trade live every single morning starting at 9:15 a.m., where we first review the watch list, and then we trade the market open every day. And if you're learning something, don't forget to drop a like. I know I'm a little airheady right now. It's been a long day, end of the week. But I think there's, you know, every day there's good lessons, and you want to, you know, you review your past trades. You always want to be learning, and just, constant feedback. So the 5 minute chart I find extremely important, and you can find some really good risk reward setups. So let's go here to the 5 minute chart, and then let's go back to the 1 minute chart. And like what I like to say is, if you're not finding something on the 1 minute and you're not totally sure, like, is this a good setup, make sure there's a good 5 minute setup. So pretty much look for the same things on the 5 minute, and then you'll understand, like, okay, well, this one, you know, has actually pretty good risk reward. And one thing I would also consider is always look for a 5 minute breakout and a 1 minute pullback. That's one of my favorite setups. So if you go back to here right around 10 o'clock, on this chart, you can see we have a 5-minute breakout right here on this candle. You see that? Just about perfect 5-minute breakout in terms of this 5-minute candle is breaking out from the high of this candle, right? And then we're having a 1-minute pullback. You see that? Here's the 1-minute pullback, and then we have a nice little continuation. Boom, just like that. So this is a 5-minute breakout, a 1-minute pullback. So the 1-minute chart is great for finding those entries. And the 5-minute chart, I mean, this is a really nice breakout. We're getting a pullback, overall consolidation, right? And then we're getting a longer move back to the upside. So this is a perfect bull flag here. So on the long term, or the 5-minute chart, you see a perfect bull flag. On the 1-minute chart, you can find those entries. It's actually super embarrassing that I traded so ridiculously today, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you call out moves and you have like the great ideas, but your actual execution is very, very poor. Sometimes, you know, you're trading absolute chop, but you're like somehow nailing the executions. It is what it is. Like day trading, it's not an exact science. You just gotta like, you know, kind of get in your groove. With Wednesday, I was absolutely in my groove. But today I was just, I don't know, I was shooting a lot of blanks, but actually more than anything, I just decided not to shoot at all because I knew that like trading is so important to know yourself. And I knew I was just a little bit on edge. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of watch the market, see if I can learn something, see if I can, you know, just have a good conversation in the chat room in terms of like, let's find some good ideas together, but I'm not going to, you know, overstay my welcome or, you know, get aggressive when I'm not feeling like I should be getting aggressive. So I don't really regret that I missed a lot of moves today, but at the same time, I feel like today there's great lessons for everyone to kind of learn from. So I felt like it was still a good time to kind of talk a little bit about the 1-minute scalping strategy. All right, guys, that's everything for this video. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy the content. And if you're totally new, really consider subscribing. You would love the community. It's really good fun. And yeah, guys, have a great weekend and stay safe. Till next time, ciao.